Pretending to be happy. Have you ever wondered how many people in their lives pretend to be happy? I'm not talking about I have an animated personality. So I'm not, if people think I'm not pretend, it's just how I speak. I don't know how to explain this, but even doctors can't believe, I move a lot and I speak a lot, which is probably good for YouTube, I don't know. But basically, I'm not talking about someone who's really funny, like the comedian who's funny and secretly he's sad. I'm not even just saying that. I'm talking just general in life. People who, it's not like the way they talk. I mean, the fact that you have to pretend you like stuff. Like you have to people ask you how you are. You have to go, yeah, it's good. Like you can't say, look, I hate the fact I have to work full time. It just destroyed life. Like life has zero meaning to me if I have to work full time, to be honest. You can't say that because that's a horrible, disgusting, terrible, bad human thing to say. You're a horrible, horrible person. Worse than a criminal. I actually really feel like it's almost worse than a criminal to when you don't like work, people just hate you. So you have to pretend you like it. And all those other things I had a very nice relationship, but personally, I know many, many people who you can tell they don't really like their partners. Like, I don't know if you can relate to this. I'm sure someone watching can relate to this, but I've been friends with, it's interesting because in friendships, I've had times where I'm actually good friends with both. So I've seen both sides of a story, and I've had times where it's very, very obvious that one likes the other way more than the other. This is a very common thing. And so, there's people that secretly, are heartbroken in their own relationships. So they might be getting married, but they're heartbroken. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? People have to sort of pretend to be happy. They might just got married, but they have to say, I'm so happy, I'm married, my love of my life. But they're depressed because they know this person probably doesn't really love them that much. Or maybe maybe this person fell in love with someone who they're no longer with, and they're secretly, they can't tell anyone because if you tell someone, they might find out. You understand? There's so many things where I think people are pretending to be happy. You might have even a so-called good job, golden handcuffs. You might have a really good job. Let's just say you're, maybe you're, an engineer or something. I don't even know. You're just some sort of job, maybe in the corporate world, and you get paid well. And you might secretly just hate your life. You might think, I don't want to do this crap, but I can't tell anyone because if you say it publicly, people abuse you. So you can't really tell people this stuff. And people get worried if they say the wrong thing, they get fired. And there's all these things like you might be a person who's my uncle was a top cameraman for a major news network, and he just couldn't stand working. He quit to become a musician. And that's what I'm trying to say. Some people just don't want to, and he gets judged heavily for his decision. But it makes him happy to be a musician. And who do people think they are to just judge someone like that? These people who judge, they probably listen to music. They probably have their favorite song. But it's different because they're paid. If it's a rock star, that's okay. But if it's just some musician, that's terrible. People are so flawed. But that's the thing. Because of this, people are flawed. You can't say how you really feel. If you have, depression or even sadness, because they are different things, but they overlap, of course. When you have depression or sadness or both, basically you sort of can't really admit to people that you have it. I mean, you sort of can, but if you do, you get scrutinized very, very badly. You're ungrateful. Who do you think you are? You think you just want to be free and you want to travel? Who do you think you are? I get up early and look, this is my opinion. People don't get this. It's an opinion. I don't like something. That doesn't... You don't like something, you don't like something. If you don't like the taste of tomato sauce, or you don't like, hot spicy food or the color red or blue, people don't like what they like. I don't know. People can't say what they really feel. Even to be honest, even to professionals like doctors and stuff, you can't really say how you feel because they, there's always that undertone of I don't want to say too much, because they might, freak out or not give you medication or there's just all these things you have to say really you have to sort of pretend that even if you're not doing well, you still have to pretend, I'm doing somewhat okay. I feel bad, but I'm sort of pushing through it, I'm grinding hard, I've got a purpose, I've got a mission, Because the thing, if you feel bad, people will attack you. They'll say, you have no purpose, or you have this, or you have a bad attitude, or you've got a personality disorder, or I don't know, I've been told all sorts of things, I don't know, literally anything they'll say to try and bring you down. If you're sad, people, for some reason, I've never personally understood this, to be honest, but when you're sad, people want to harm you, people want to attack you, and I just don't understand why. It makes no sense to me. You feel sad, and people just want to pick on that. It's like people, they sense any type of opportunity to just have a go at you. And the thing is, as a result of this very sick society, people do pretend to be a certain way when they're not. So I believe many, many people out there are secretly pretending to be happy. Like my friend who, apparently he's a really energetic person, like a super energetic person, but he, hates his job, for example. And you would never know. If you knew this guy, you'd think there's no way. He is so energetic. He has an unlimited amount of energy. You have no idea how much energy this guy has. He acts like he's the happiest person in the world. You would never know. You would never know. And there's so many really funny people I've met in my life, super, super funny people. And you find out, secretly they're mega depressed. And you just don't know. And so many people pretend to be happy just so they can fit in, even at work. Like people have to, oh, I like my job, because if you say you don't like your job, you're a horrible, evil person, apparently. So everyone's pretending, well, not everyone, but you don't know who's really real and who's not. And I find that very depressing. I'd rather see someone's real personality, even if I don't like it. I'd rather someone at least be real with me, and they're like, okay, well, I like you or I don't. But if someone's faking it, how can I really know what they really feel? But then that's the thing, if you open up, you risk, So it's a very messed up situation in this world where so many people are secretly, I think a lot more people are sad than, Like once I told someone about how I feel sad, and someone said, oh, a lot of people are sad. It was like, as though like, okay, like, it's like this passive aggressive kind of like, oh, like, I don't know how to say this. But the fact that someone would say that proves my point. Like that person probably does feel sad, but doesn't want to say I'm sad. You get what I'm trying to say? So the person who's like passive aggressive to me about being sad, maybe they were sad too. Maybe they hate their job as well, but they can't say that, And that's the thing, like, and you have to sort of match the energy of people around you. You can't be too hyper, too energetic. You can't be too flat. You sort of have to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to my office and it's all good. And, I don't know. I just find it ridiculous how you have to put on a performance. Like, you can't just admit how you feel in this world. And I find that to be actually quite isolating, if anything. So I hope if anyone on this channel knows what it's like to have to pretend to be happy, please let me know. Honestly, like, I'd love to tell me like what it's like when you go out somewhere and you're like, oh yeah, you go to a party, yeah, it's all great. I have this strategy where, depending on how I feel, sometimes I will just be my normal self and say, look, I do underlyingly feel sad, and see what the reaction is. But, it depends on your circumstance. Like if you have a lot of money and you're sad, people will treat you very, very differently. Oh, why don't you, do this, or why don't you do that? But if you don't have a lot of money and you're sad, people say, oh, it's because you're this, or that's because you're that, or you have like this attitude. Everything's really based around your social rank, as I'm always saying in these videos. But I just find it depressing how, so many people, I think, are pretending to like their jobs. Maybe they don't even, like, there's people out there, from what I've read online, that regret having children, for example. There's all these things in life people don't want to talk about. Like, they might have like a kid they don't like, for example, and they just like, you're not socially allowed to say that. I don't have children, I'm just making this example up from what I've read. But, there might be someone who's like, they don't like a child, like maybe they have 3 children and they really don't like one of the children. Or maybe they wish they weren't living with their wife, and they wish they had a separate house. There's always things. I'm only bringing these examples up to try and like illustrate the point, like dig deep and find out. And there could be so many reasons that there might be a reason, before I finish this video, there might be a reason that you've never even considered. Maybe it's like, oh, I don't know, some people really don't like dogs or something. I'm just making this up, example. Like maybe someone really doesn't like dogs, but they're like, I don't know, they're surrounded by dog people. I don't know, I'm just trying to make this up. I don't know. I'm just trying to make up examples here, okay? I'm stretching this out. Maybe you really, there's a passion you really wish you could do, but you got injured and you could never do that passion again. I know what that's like, because I got injured in Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling, so I know what it's like to, you might have a secret passion you want to do and you can't do it, and just all these things, I hope these examples somewhat make sense. I don't script these videos, so that's why the examples can be a bit crazy sometimes. But yeah, if that resonated with you, let me know, and thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.